So this is just a little note about treatment techniques and the animal sensitivity. And I've kind of alluded to it already. Some animals will just be very, very satisfied with you standing back and just treating them like, you know, essentially with Qigong or Reiki or, you know, however you want to call it, at that level. And they'll give you clear feedback that they're enjoying that, you know, that it's working, it's fine, don't stress, don't feel like this is woo-woo, I'm good with this, please do this. You go forward to touch them, they give you feedback that they don't want that. You go back and start working energetically again, they give you positive feedback. So don't doubt that, just accept it. I find that particularly with horses, they have a range of sensitivities just like humans do. So humans, you know, range from super sensitive to quite sensitive to middle of the road to not particularly sensitive to like not particularly sensitive at all, as in kind of just rough and tumble and don't sense things, don't feel things. And, you know, it's not a value judgment. It's just someone who's got very fine sensitivity is good at certain things, like being an acupuncturist or, you know, a counsellor, or, you know, roles in life where picking up on subtle differences is a good thing, where you can be useful. But like if you're a paramedic or, you know, like a construction worker, if you're super sensitive, you're just going to probably be pretty unhappy and maybe not perform very well in that role. So it's not a value judgment, but generally acupuncturists tend to the side of sensitivity. So yeah, you will find that animals can have that variation as well. I feel as though when it comes to physicality and touch, that horses and cats are much more prone to enjoy non-touch interventions when it comes to treatment, whereas dogs are reassured by touch because of the way that the pack interacts with each other. That touch is more reassuring and grounding for a dog. So whereas you might do a little bit of energetic grooming and a little bit of energy diagnosis with a dog, and a sensitive dog might pick up on that, and an elderly dog, for example, might prefer that. Or a dog or an animal that's quite sick might like that. But in general, I suspect that dogs will be more open to just go like stepping into the hands-on and enjoying the hands-on process of the treatment, and that's more appropriate for them. So you can do it at a distance. You can do like an energetic needle, so where you feel like you're holding a needle and you feel the needle like just like a needle, but it's made of chi, you know, and you manipulate it just like you would into the animal. You know, you can. I think we can feel a little embarrassed to try that with humans because we've got a lot of cognitive stagnation. So we don't necessarily feel it to give each other feedback, but animals are great. So if you imagine a chi needle and then you go, you know, doing that with the animal, they'll just instantly tell you if that's like if it's working for them or not. And then you know, you can sort of be doing a chi needle like with sword fingers kind of thing as well, if that's part of your repertoire. Or you can get a physical needle, turn it upside down so you're holding the handle, like ideally one of those ones that's coiled, like coiled metal handle, so it's a continuous loop of metal, and then you just you manipulate it as like you still imagine the chi going into the animal's body, but if you're physically holding the needle, it might make it easier for you to connect with that there's something happening. Or if you do Japanese style, you can do non-penetrative needling, Japanese style, and minimal needling and that kind of thing, which I think is pretty appropriate for a lot of animals. So yeah, if you're going to be doing tweenar for the animal, then again think about the way that they groom each other, and and try to mimic that rather than kind of, if you are going to press into sore places to the animal, make sure that you're checking in for feedback, because a lot of the time they really like the grooming part and then just a little bit of addressing the musculoskeletal pain in the context of that kind of overall spreading of the good stuff.